Good morning, everyone, and happy Father's Day. I hope you're having a great Sunday, end of your weekend. I'm looking forward to a good week because we're going to be seeing many of you graduate Army military basic training this week. But I've had a couple of things come across my social media in the last week, and they got me thinking about a lot of things. The most prevalent thing I've seen, and I know that social media algorithms will find what you're watching and find you more things like it. Facebook will show you ads to what you have been looking at and so on. So I know the algorithm is there, but as I went down this rabbit hole of people changing songs from major to minor or minor to major keys and how it completely flips the song on its head, I started seeing a couple of other things. And it goes back to something that, quite frankly, my mother used to ask me when I was a teen, 20s, 30s, and still today talks about. And it's, what are you listening to? I want to pause here. I'm going to play you a video of a very brilliant and talented young lady from TikTok playing Amazing Grace in the wrong key. Now, aside from Star Wars vibes, let me know what you think. Now, I can tell you, I do have her permission to use this because it goes perfectly with what I'm looking at, what I've been reading as well. When you think about music, it is very emotive. When you think about the music played at a birthday, a wedding, a funeral, a wake, a bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, quinceañera, it all goes into amplifying or reinforcing the mood. The only real example is in the last probably 10 to 15, 20 years, funerals have become more about playing music the deceased enjoyed listening to help you remember that person and what they enjoyed so that you don't spend your entire time just mourning. But that song that just played, it puts you in mind of a funeral. Now, you saw the caption, and that is another reason why I get heavy Star Wars vibes. I could easily overlay that audio behind Anakin when he finds his mother on Tatooine, and he finds her all but dead, and his final character change. Because in that key, Amazing Grace is definitely a song of mourning. In the proper key, Amazing Grace is a song of grace and triumph and being set free. Further than that, go onto YouTube and look up Amazing Grace Maverick Choir. This is done in the style of country western music, very much with a country western saloon style accompaniment. It's a song of exaltation. It's a song of pure joy. And the simple change of the music behind the singers, the simple change of the score changes that. And that's what also reinforced what I'm about to read to you. Now, the person I saw only read verse 5. I'm going to back it up just a bit. And yes, I'm getting old. Ecclesiastes 7, 1 through 6. A good name is better than perfume, and the day of one's death than the day of one's birth. It is better to go to a house of mourning than to a house of feasting, since that is the end of all mankind, and the living should take it to heart. Grief is better than laughter, for when a face is sad, a heart may be glad. The heart of the wise is in a house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in a house of pleasure. It is better to listen to rebuke from a wise person than to listen to the song of fools. For like the crackling of burning thorns under the pot, so is the laughter of the fool. This too is futile. Now, I'm not telling you all music is bad. I've listened to a wide variety of music over the course of my life. Rock and roll, country, and western, a little bit of alternative here and there, some more heavy rock, hair bands, classical, folk music. I tend to just scroll when I'm on the radio. Find something that I like and I listen to it until I find something on that station I don't, and I go scrolling again. But it is very poignant to think we may have been listening to things that are putting things into our hearts and minds that we don't need there. When you think about the music of the 90s, it was very much hedonistic. It followed on the era of hair bands, which was the beginning of that hedonism. That I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna go out and dance, I'm gonna go out and have fun, I'm gonna go kiss somebody, I'm gonna go have sex. The 90s flowed into that and just amplified it. And then from there on and on, it has only gotten more worldly as the world goes on. You think about songs like Rockstar. I'm through standing in lines at clubs I'll never get in. We all just want to be big rock stars. It's all about the material things around you, wanting more stuff. But when you look at those rock stars, who everything they do is about the biggest house possible and all the fancy cars, go to the right parties, be seen with the right people, drinking the right champagne, they're some of the most empty people on the planet. Some of the happiest people you'll ever meet, some of the most fulfilled. They work 40 plus hours a week, sometimes 80 a week, in some of the most physically demanding jobs you could ever imagine. They go home to their family, spend time around those they love, and they are fulfilled. I know this is a departure from my normal content. You've seen that in the last several weeks. Work is changing things up around me. It's just been pretty much one thing after another, just kind of coming up and just tackling me. I am still going through the study, and I will be getting back to the study of Revelation and the churches and on through the entire book just as soon as I can. But this just hit me and weighed on me. So I wanted to record this and just put that out there, see what everyone thinks. The question really is, what are you putting into your minds? Because that flows directly to your heart. Are you listening to things that are pure, that are wholesome, that are holy? Are you listening to things that you shouldn't be? And now that you're thinking about it, are you going to make a change? I hope everyone has a wonderful week. We are coming up on the 4th of July, a long weekend. But remember what that holiday stands for. Remember that just over 240 years ago, 245 years ago to be exact, a very, very small percentage of the people living in the colonies stood up and said no more. 245 years later, we're still the country they built. We bicker, we fight like siblings or worse, but we are still the United States of America. And as long as God is willing, we'll remain that way. Everyone have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and again, happy Father's Day. God bless.